It was satire, Matt. They do not understand. Now, the fact that we said that we know it's satire, that we enjoyed the satire, that we don't have any issue with the satire, that's not the point that we're making. So if you remember, we did a segment about the Elephant Graveyard's video about the comedy cult in Austin, Texas, and Joe Rogan, right? So a new audience, the online YouTube audience, came across our take, which already existed in podcast format, but it spurred another round of discourse, and that's quite entertaining because let me just read what I put as the notes on YouTube for that, okay? It's only 3 lines, so let me just read it. After receiving many requests, we take a look at the Elephant Graveyard's popular satirical critique of Joe Rogan's comedy career and influence. Presented in a style reminiscent of Adam Curtis's documentaries with a sardonic spin, the video critically dissects Rogan's impact on the comedy scene, making some comparisons with cult-like behavior. We offer our thoughts on the video and discuss the nature of some of the claims made about broader tech elite conspiracies. The summary, very entertaining, mostly accurate, but don't take it all at face value. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just read a few of the responses, the top comments under that video. Now, far be it from people on YouTube, to react without paying attention to the content of the video, but give them a little credit, everyone. It isn't easy to miss the point so entirely. 2 scientists trying to wrap their heads around the cinematic technique of montage. I feel like either I'm missing something or you two are. It's conspiratorial as a joke, not because the Elephant Graveyard is actually pushing a conspiracy. Joe Rogan is known for conspiracy theories, so Elephant Graveyard used that angle as a setup. The video was straightforward satire, a parody of Rogan's conspiratorial mindset. Nobody is taking it literally.
That's a strong statement. You got to be careful making absolute statements on the internet.
Quite right. So, just a couple comments down. Dudes, you just scratched the surface with Peter Thiel. The rabbit hole goes much deeper. And Lex is a Thiel protege. Getting all those people on podcasts because it's a safe space is naive. If you go down, you will see 2 takes predominant. One is, did you guys miss that this is satire? And no, we didn't. We talked about that and the parts of the satire that we enjoyed. We talked about the bits that we thought were kind of irony wrapping and so on and so forth. But if the other genre of comments you see is, oh, you guys are so naive, there is indeed a very significant conspiracy. You think he's just being satirical and just making fun? No, he hasn't even scratched the surface with this Thiel thing. So... in our comments is an illustration of exactly what we were talking about. That, yes, there is satirical, ironic presentations, but the way that it's done, especially the stuff around Thiels and tech elites, it's not clearly presented that this is supposed to be a spoof and a parody. And it's not even clear that that is the case, that that's what the creator of Elephant Graveyard thinks in general, given the other videos. Now, other people claim it definitely is, but if you look at his subreddit as well, it's the same 2 conflicting presentations. So I feel that the reaction illustrates the point that we were making, which was not that you can't do a satirical parody of Rogan and you cannot invoke conspiracies, and that insofar as that's what the intention is, it's an excellent video at doing that. But in the way that it presents the stuff around Thiel being responsible for Joe Rogan's rise and basically the Rogan comedy sphere being a vanguard for this secret tech elite agenda, that is not accurate, right? Based on the existing evidence for how Rogan became popular and all that kind of thing. And no, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk showing up on Rogan's show does not illustrate that that's the case. Or Thiel being a billionaire who supports, various people online that are annoying like Curtis Yarvin and JD Vance and so on.
I'm hearing you. Our take was completely right, and all the critics are wrong. That's
Hey,
fair.
how dare you? You're the one that, look, that's not fair. You're the one that brought this up and said, oh, we should cover that and make it big. And now, in your reaction there, you're like, oh, God, you got that off your chest. You're the one that said that.
That's true. That's true. It did seem unfair because we were very complimentary. We made some incredibly measured cautions about, look, don't take it literally. It's kind of art. It's all ironic, but don't take the stuff about it all being like this secret plot to, like, it was quite detailed, this secret plot to sort of place operatives within the world of comedy and then to ruin it, and then there were a lot of moving pieces. Now, it could be that this is all satire, and what he's doing is kind of illustrating the kind of conspiratorial reasoning that Rogan does in a critique of Rogan, which would be very meta. If that were the case, I would respect that.
I think there are aspects where that is happening in the video.
But as you showed, not every listener gets it if that's the case. And so that's why we voiced a note of caution. That is all. It's interesting how people react to that's got to be the mildest criticism we've ever given. It was so tempered. It was almost
imperceptible.
Yeah, imperceptible. That's the word. Yeah, but anyway, what are you gonna do? It's Reddit. Who cares? It's Reddit. It's fun.
Well, that's YouTube, but yeah, YouTube, Reddit. It's the
Same
internet, Matt. It's the internet. There were people saying, "You fools! It's obviously all satirical. It doesn't mean anything." And there were almost equal amount of people saying, "You guys thought this was satire. You didn't get that he was dropping truth bomb after truth bomb." So this highlighted a point, but you could have, continued to be like, yeah, well, that's your opinion. People with the requisite intellect understood. Now, you could have took that opinion, Matt, until the Elephant Graveyard themselves posted on YouTube, and they posted two things. They posted one, like, kind of warning people to stop harassing a comedian that they highlighted in the video, right? So I'll just read it. It's not that long. It's come to our attention that people are taking the Duncan Trussell stuff way too far and are harassing and threatening the guy. Can't believe we even have to say this, but we are completely against this unhinged behavior. The point of the segment was to highlight how the talk about the infiltration of independent media he'd been having for years with Rogan suddenly disappeared once his predictions essentially came true. How relationships among media figures affect what gets said and what gets avoided. Never once implied he's working for Peter Thiel or on his payroll, and to draw that conclusion is really, really dumb. It's a comedy video, for fuck's sake. Harassing the guy with threats is beyond stupid and completely uncalled for, and if you're into that, then please unsub, because we ain't about that here. Also, Suey Eyes is now a retired bit. It sucks now. Mm-hmm. So does that not imply that the Elephant Graveyard creator also noticed the issue, right, with people overreacting and overinterpreting,
taking it a little bit too seriously, taking it at face value, i.e. exactly what we were warning people about? Yes, Chris, I can see that.
It does. And that they are also a very reasonable person who, when they noticed that, made a note to their audience to say, hey, cut it out. We don't endorse this. And they even said this bit that people are enjoying about, the eyes, the looking dead behind the eyes. We're not doing that anymore because people are like taking it too far, right? That's, to me, that's very responsible. And I said as much on Twitter. But the important thing, Matt, is we are vindicated.
Yes, that's the important thing.
Yeah. But also, we're not just vindicated there, Matt. We're not just vindicated there, because I spoke to the Elephant Graveyard. I spoke via email, and they confirmed that they are longtime listeners to DTG. And we shared, mutual appreciation for our variable products and whatnot, and talked about the thing. And we're in alignment. We agree about these kind of things. So there was no issue between us at the Elephant Graveyard, right? It was the stupid audience.
That's right, them.
Yeah, so don't get it crooked. The Elephant Graveyard guy, or guys or girls or whatever, the hidden collective there, great bunch of guys, great taste in podcasts as well, may I say.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you corresponded with them, because I as I said, I did enjoy that. But yes, I think I think still the caution is warranted about taking the satire a little bit too seriously.